This represents the Southeast Power Grid, and this is the board game that teaches you how all this works. Are you part of the power industry and trying to figure out where is the power demand going and where are we going to invest in the future in order to understand what power plants we need? Are you a politician that's trying to understand what is the power grid and how does it work? Are you just trading stocks and bonds associated with the power industry and want to understand a little more deeper as to how this whole thing works? This is the game for you. This walks you through 20 years of demand versus supply curves and allows you to experiment with maybe renewable energy and seeing what that does to the overall grid that you're supporting. This game allows you to say, if I just dump a whole bunch of solar power in Texas, what is it going to do? What is it going to do to the power demand, and how is it going to change the way that they make money? We even have chance cards built into the game. Maybe there's a population boom in Dallas, or maybe there's a government subsidy on wind turbines. Those are all built in to the game to allow you to see how things react against all these different dynamic changes that the power industry has. So the way this works is we have different sectors on the board, and that can change depending on where you're located. If you're in the West, we'll make a board game specifically for the West Coast. But in this case, we'll take a look at Florida, and these are the power plants that Florida has currently to supply power to this population. So when you add more houses to the Florida grid and add more power demand, you have to react against that. So then that player has to go and buy more gas power plants or coal power plants or wind turbine power plants. And then from there has to meet the need of that zone. So it plays out very simply. If you're the player that owns the Florida grid, you have a certain power demand. And in that case, you tell your power plant owners that you have to supply enough power to meet the demand. Then they come back and say, we're going to meet it with this level of power. We're utilizing gas turbines, coal, nuclear, wind, and solar. With this fun board game, we will teach you how all the components of the power grid works. Between the population increasing over time, the gas prices and electricity prices varying drastically year to year. It's really an amazing experience that allows you to get deep into the nitty-gritty of how the grid operates, how they call up power plants and allow them to operate, how the population demand changes, how the gas prices change the dynamic of which power plants am I going to purchase and install over the next couple of years. There's so many factors, and there's so many customers out there that don't know where to go next. And this is the board game for you. We will bring this out and you will walk away not only having fun with the board game, but also learning more than any other training out there around the energy industry. If you want to learn more about this board game or the power industry or even the duck curve out in California, reach out to us at stepnexttraining.com or email us at stepnexttraining@gmail.com. So thanks everybody for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.